Welcome to part 2 of the maple syrup boiling video. I wasn't able to film this last night because it was just too dark. And once I hung the light up, I couldn't get a good picture. So this morning I'm going to walk you through the process of adding sap to your existing boiling pans. Because of our limited setup, we add the cool sap directly to a boiling pot. It's not ideal from the research I've done. It can cause your sap to darken in color, but I'm not too particular about what color the sap is, and this is really our best option. So we don't have a warming pan or anything, we just add the cool sap directly to the pots. So let me show you this bucket here, which we've been keeping our cool sap in. I just take my handy dandy ladle and I scoop out some sap and I pour it in, and you will see this pan stops boiling. Stops boiling as rapidly. And probably as I add more sap, it'll stop boiling completely. Now that we're boiling our syrup on this propane stove, it's a lot easier to control the temperature and control the boil. So you can fill this up to probably within a ½ inch of the edge and not have it boil over. Getting down to the end of my bucket here. This is the last of the sap. Alright, that's about it. And then what I'm going to show you too, is you'll notice all this foam on the top of the sap. It can actually be a hindrance to boiling. It creates almost like a carpet or a skin on top of the surface, and then the surface can't be exposed to the air and doesn't evaporate as well. So what you'll see is I'm just going to skim some of it off. Try not to take any of the liquid with me. Just try to take the foam. The foam is actually pretty delicious. If you want to save it and put it on a plate until it cools and eat it, it's good. I'm just going to skim this off for now. It's getting harder to do. Usually if you wait until it's boiling, like this pot over here, you can see the foam tends to collect around the outside edges, and it's a lot easier to skim off. So I usually do this after it's at a hard boil. I'll skim it off then. So you might wonder, how will I know when this sap is done? And the answer is, I bought a hydrometer, which is a neat little tool that you use to measure the density of the liquid. And I'll use this hydrometer a couple hours from now when this sap's boiled down a little further. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye on the quality of the liquid. So you see how this pours and it looks like water as it pours. When I'm getting closer to the maple syrup stage, this will start to thicken. You'll be able to almost see that it looks like syrup. Also, I won't be able to get this rolling boil effect that I've got going on right now, because as the liquid evaporates, the sugar content in the syrup goes up, and sugar doesn't boil as well as water. So another sign that you're getting close to the finished stage is you won't be able to reach a rapid boil anymore. So once I get to that point, I will condense all this liquid into one pot and take it in the house.